I need you alive.
Hi, this is the Professional Amateur Hour coming to you with another review. This week, Leo sent me a screener for Double Kill, and this 2026 film was directed by Michael Hode, who actually has a small role in it as well, along with Holly Prentice and Stuart Rome, among others, of course. So what is the story of Double Kill? Well, this one involves these twin sister assassins, and they are out doing assassin work. One of them is just coming off of maternity leave, so she is back in the game to be with her sister. So they're going around killing people, but then at one stop on their list, they get double crossed, and now the agency is sending assassins against them. So now they gotta fight off all these assassins and hopefully, figure out what's going on. What will happen though? Well, for that, you gotta watch the movie and find out. All right, so let's discuss Double Kill. Well, with this one, it is a low-budget UK production, and I've seen quite a few of these kind of low-budget, UK productions coming from Leo after all. And I gotta say, with this one, I think it is on the better side of the low-budget action films because there is quite a bit of action in this one. There are quite a few fights and gunfights even, and the fights that we have, hand-to-hand, the choreography is really good as well. So there is a lot of fights in this one. It's not just people talking in rooms, it's people fighting in rooms, and fights are entertaining. So there is quite a bit of entertainment to be had with this one. In addition, with this one, it is like a Parent Trap situation, if you know that movie, as these twin sisters are played by one actress, Holly, and she does mostly a good job, I would say. Her acting for the two, characters, and their personalities are different enough where they do distinguish themselves, and she does a good job at it, certainly. There are also good techniques to get them, in the same shot or, just back and forth. Like they are very rarely on the screen at the same time. And when they are, it's clearly like just a body double and, the wig is hanging down over the person's face. And they're not even the same height even. So that's kind of funny, but it is what it is, right? And so they do have kind of that good filming style where one actress can play two roles, two twins even, and it works. Also, with this movie, I would say it's well written enough where it is quite entertaining. They always have something going on, and they're always kind of working towards the next kind of step. Certainly, they have lots of fights, like I said, so if there are kind of talking moments, they are always preceded by some type of assassin fight, which is wonderful to see. It is quite entertaining that way. And then the world or organization that they've built up for this script is, I think, kind of well designed and well thought out. They all have these masks, and I've seen the mask before in a different, low budget UK film. I think it was called Phantom Warrior. It kind of like covers half of their face. And the way that it works in this one is that they have a bunch of these masks that tell you the rank of the assassin. So it's really easy just to see what rank the assassin is. So if they're wearing a gold mask, oh man, this guy is a top-notch assassin. If they're wearing the silver mask, they're somewhere in the middle. If they're wearing the black mask, they're at the bottom and, have to work in groups as well instead of, solo assassinations. So it is quite a well kind of thought out thing where you can very quickly just see what type of assassin that is coming after these ladies. So that also works to, I would say, add enjoyment to it because it is such an easy thing to pick up on that, right away, you know who you're dealing with. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I think that brings me to what doesn't work with this film. Well, with this one, there are some sound issues. And, Leo sends me a screener, so I don't know if that can be fixed. But with like the ADR, and most things are ADR'd in this one, like half the time it seems like it's kind of like tinny. And I have like good speakers, so it really kind of comes across as not being, right when you hear it. So there are some sound issues that, who knows, maybe they'll fix before they release it. So yeah, that was in there. In addition, there are some, flaws certainly with this one. I said I enjoy kind of that Parent Trap situation where one actress is playing two people, but there was like some egregious scenes where the person's like nose like the body double's nose is in the side of the frame, and then the person's talking, but it's very like clearly not a woman and clearly not a twin as well. They even forgot to put their wig on in that one, so like you can see that they just have like a shaved brown hair when they're supposed to be a blonde woman. And that kind of just like stood out. If you have quick eyes, you can certainly pick up on these things. For the most part, they do a good job, but there are a few things here or there where it's like that body double doesn't even match the same height as the main actress. So it is flawed, certainly, with what they're trying to do. And lastly, with this movie, it is this one petite woman fighting off all of these assassins. Well, I guess she has a twin sister who's also herself, right? But it's just a petite woman fighting off all of these assassins. And a lot of the moves seem like the people will like swing at her, she'll block it, but then they just wait to be punched afterwards. So after a while, you do kind of get the fatigue of this petite woman beating everybody up. Like it seems, unrealistic at some point. And that is something that might take away from it. Like I thought it was all entertaining. It just wasn't realistic. I would say that she is beating all of these people up. So it is fun to enjoy. Just don't think about it too much. And so would I recommend this movie? Well, I would say, yeah, it is an entertaining hour and 20 minutes or whatever it is. It is fun with all of the different fights. And Holly even does a good job being two different people. So there are quite a few things to be entertained by. And as for a rating, well, I had a lot of fun with it, so I am going to give it the average score of 5 out of 10, as it is entertaining, but flawed, of course. And with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.